Here's what my work in Korea fed me for lunch today. Today's lunch was this American-style sushi with some fried tofu. I say American-style sushi, and I'm sure a lot of my North American followers don't know what I mean, but like this kind of maki roll or like California roll is really not popular in Asia at all. But honestly, I love a California roll, and this kind of sushi is low-key my favorite, and I love today's lunch. Here's what my work in Korea fed me for lunch today. Today's lunch was fried stuffed tofu as well as this like spicy noodle dish, and I actually decided not to eat it because I didn't want to stain my baby blue brand new shirt. But there was also a soup as well, and I had never tried like fried stuffed tofu before moving to Korea, but now it's honestly one of my favorite foods. It's so delicious, and I also got an iced milk tea from Compost Coffee. This was another delicious lunch. Here's what my work in Korea fed me for lunch today. Today's lunch was udon noodles as well as all of this sushi, and although like I've had this sushi like many times from my work, it's not that filling, but I just love it because the quality of the fish is so good. Also, it's New Year's Eve tomorrow, and I'm just doing some like self-reflection on the year. It honestly was a pretty good year, and I'm so thankful for like all the trips I went on, and I'm thankful for my job because I've been able to film all this content, and I cannot wait for 2025. Here's what my work in Korea fed me for lunch today, Halloween edition. Happy Halloween to all my followers. Today's lunch was this kimbap with some fried stuffed tofu. I wasn't exactly sure what was inside the kimbap, like what protein it was, but I took a little chunk out of one of the other pieces and realized that it was cod roe, which are fish eggs. My costume today is very basic, just a little pumpkin, and I have some orange blush on my face. I'm wearing the Kylie Cosmetics Baddie on the Block blush. And yeah, it was a great lunch as usual. Here's what my work in Korea fed me for lunch today. Today's lunch was kimchi bokumbap, which is kimchi fried rice with a fried egg on top. This egg was cooked perfectly, which is honestly so rare for me to find in Korea. I find the eggs are either too cooked or too raw, but today's egg was phenomenal, and I love this dish. Definitely one of my favorites. I hope you all had a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays. Here's what my work in Korea fed me for lunch today. Today's lunch was a classic Korean style lunchbox. It had a bunch of different dishes like some grilled chicken, kimchi, rice, some odeng, as well as this little soup. I always love how these lunches come with a soup to start, and the chicken was really juicy, really delicious, unlike my lunch from yesterday that was literally like bone dry. But yeah, I always say this, but I love the like different like variety in these Korean lunch boxes, and I finished it with my iced vanilla latte. Here's what my work in Korea fed me for lunch today, Halloween edition part 2. Guys, if you saw my video from yesterday, I wore these cute little pumpkin ears and this Kylie blush, and I noticed that like a lot of my coworkers were going all out. So this morning I woke up, bought this cowboy hat, and did this like Halloween style glam. And yeah, here's my outfit for today. My lunch today is this pho, and if you guys saw my content from last month, I actually went to Hanoi, Vietnam, so definitely cannot compete with the real pho in Vietnam, but it was super good. Here's what my work in Korea fed me for lunch today. Today's lunch was miso soup with some Korean style, really like dense rice, as well as some cooked kimchi and these hamburger steaks over some grilled vegetables. How in Korea, most dishes are served with some sort of soup on the side, whether it be a seaweed soup or just some sort of bone broth. It normally always comes with the soup. These hamburger steaks were really delicious and had a really delicious sauce on top, as well as the grilled vegetables. It was like grilled onion, carrot, leek, and a few other things. And you can never go wrong with some rice. And the cooked kimchi was my favorite part, to be honest. It was super, super good. Here's what my work in Korea fed me for lunch today. Today's lunch was a tomato and curry oma rice, which is like an egg over top of rice, and there's vegetables. The sauce tasted a little bit like curry, but more like meat sauce, to be honest, like a spaghetti and meat sauce kind of vibe. But it was super hearty and super delicious. Here's what my work in Korea fed me for lunch today. Today's lunch was was this seaweed soup, and guys, it randomly got freezing here in Korea. I swear it went from like summer right to winter because I am freezing, and I had my air conditioning on last week, but now I'm wearing hoodies and enjoying this nice crisp winter season. The seaweed soup is amazing, and fun fact, in Korea it's tradition to eat this on your birthday, so the more you know. It came with rice and kimchi as well, and I just loved my healthy warm meal today. My work in Korea fed me for lunch today. Today's lunch was a beef brisket kimchi stew, and it came with like the stew in one container and then rice and an egg in a separate container, and I wasn't sure if I should just eat the like stew on its own. It also had a bunch of vegetables and some tofu, but there was like no like noodles or rice. It was like just meat and vegetables and tofu. So I took one bite of the stew by itself, and it was so insanely spicy. I had to add in the rice and egg. I think that's what you're supposed to do but anyways, after adding in the rice, it was so delicious. It was not as spicy, and I love today's lunch.